Use of toilets, a basic human need. Everyone needs them irrespective of background, class or stature. But one problem which has been constant in many urban centers, slums, schools and public utilities is few toilets or lack of them altogether.
Shida ya hii sokoni ni kukosa choo. Wakati mtu anasikia hajakupa anachukua kasuku ama ananunua karatasi, anaenda hajakupa anaenda anatupa pale kwa mtaro.
This remains a common call nearly 50 years after independence. The sad reality, not only for most slum dwellers, but even for those with their own homes, mainly across middle and lower income groups.
If you look at the issue of wastewater treatment, there are a lot of challenges that go with it. The first thing is that they are urban oriented. They are basically in towns, and not all Kenyan towns have them. Secondly, they are very expensive investments. Thirdly, they are waterbourne. That is, without water, you cannot have sewerage. Most of these conventional sewerage facilities don't reach the poor. They are not in the kiberas of this world.
The cost of constructing septic tanks and their disposal or linking to the main sewer disposal system, if there is one, is quite expensive. We drive down Nairobi's South Sea estate in a quest to learn about a technology that could provide a lasting solution to Kenya's sewerage and water challenges. And here, we find one of only 2 ECOSAN toilets in the whole of Nairobi. The solutions that ECOSAN toilets provide is cognizant that Kenya periodically experiences droughts and water shortages. This does not augur well for sewage systems which demand large quantities of water. Water that can be otherwise used for human consumption.
Now, what do we do in ECOSAN? It is built and designed in such a way that urine and feces don't mix. Now, urine goes its own path, the way it is in your body, and feces goes the other path, the way it moves in your body. And once you treat them, and it's not technical treatment, it is just sound handling. Then urine, when diluted, you can take it back to the farm, and the phosphate and nitrates support growth of plants as fertilizer. On the other side, you decompose the feces, and after about a period of 6 months of decomposition, you put it back to the environment.
This may not sound like a good idea to some, so we'll start at the beginning.
This is now inside the toilet. One side is not in use. The other side is what will be used. You will realize that one side does not have a handle. The other side has a handle. So when you squat, when you want to go for a long call, I will remove that. I will squat. That means I'm going for a long call, and my urine will be trapped inside the trap there, and that there's a pipe that then leads it into the jerry can. After using the toilet, there should be a bucket here. I scoop using the cup and put my ash or soil inside there, and I replace my lid. I go out and I wash my hands using rainwater that has been trapped using gutters from behind the toilet. But behind here, what we have is a back door panel that has been purposely painted black. This is metallic and it is at an angle. What it does is that it absorbs the sun's heat. And if you look at the second toilet that is being done, you will see that you put ash inside, and that is where the feces rests, and the feces rests there without any urine or water.
Well, if you think this is still difficult to understand, here is how it functions.
Every time you go for a long call, you put in, after the long call, you put in your ash or your soil, follows the long call. That mixes with the fecal matter, and with the sun rays, the decomposition takes place. You use one side first, the other side is blocked. And when it fills up, you then turn around facing the other side, and you use the other side. While this continues to decompose, the heat kills any pathogens that may be in the feces. If there are worms, the ash helps to repel any cockroaches, any flies. So this toilet, when it is full, you should not feel any smell.
The cost of constructing one toilet comes to the relatively low price of 7,000 shillings. This covers the cost of buying 2 back door panels and a squat pan. The rest of the materials like sand may be sourced locally. The company providing the panel doors also provides an architectural plan that can easily be used by a local artisan.
If it is in the rural area and your neighbor does not have a toilet, you can encourage them to come and use your toilet, because then what they are doing is they are giving you manure and they are giving you urea.
To some, this may still be a high price, but digging a pit latrine costs about 500 shillings per foot, excluding the construction cost. This means that in order to build a 20-foot latrine, you will require about 10,000 shillings to dig the hole alone. And when the latrine fills up, you will have to discard it and build another one.
Really cannot compare it to other toilets. If you look at a toilet such as a pit latrine, because it goes underground, it's likely to pollute the groundwater. Whereas this one, because it is above the ground, it does not pollute the water.
With so many ecological and personal benefits, we are left to wonder why this technology has not been embraced by many. The ECOSAN Toilet is a waterless dehydration evaporation system that provides a safe, non-polluting and cost-effective solution to the worldwide sanitation problem. It offers a standard of respectability and convenience comparable to a waterbourne system, yet without the prohibitive cost and obvious strain on precious water resources. In South Africa, the system has been tried, tested and evaluated in the field since 1997. The evaluation period involved scientific, health as well as community tests and feedback. Widespread experience with the system in South Africa and neighboring countries has demonstrated that it is cost-effective, respectable, hygienic and environmentally friendly. ECOSAN Toilet technology has been in Kenya for over 4 years now. But little known to many, ECOSAN toilets may be a solution to crumbling sewage systems that have been in place since pre-colonial times.
I feel this is one of Kenya's approaches that should solve the sanitation problem. It should be one of the alternatives that should be placed. It's not the only one, but it is one of the alternatives that is appropriate, that is ecologically friendly, and which is environmentally positive.
According to Patrick Ombogo, less than 40% of Kenyans have access to proper sanitation.
In terms of MDGs, we have to reduce by half the population currently having no access to water and sanitation by 2015.
This could be jumping the gun, but maybe if this technology is embraced, then this may be achieved.
There are so many donors out there, NGOs, who are willing to help communities to do these things. But the initiatives must come from the locals. So it is not an issue of the cost. Those who can afford can go ahead and do it. Those who cannot afford should just put in place a framework that can tap in from the numerous resources that are available. The ministry itself has a water trust fund, which is a fund that is dedicated to support the poor, to improve their access to water and sanitation. So any community that feels that they need this support should put in a proposal through the guidelines of the Water Services Trust Fund.
This system has been widely adopted in some rural areas, but few have taken it up in urban centers. Ombogo believes that even though change is hard, this is a technology that, if embraced, can solve most urban problems of poor sanitation and water.
What I could tell Kenyans, and especially our people, is that there's so much going on and there's so much information about appropriate technology. We should embrace technology, because technology is what solves problems, especially in the 21st century.
Another plus is that this technology can be adopted in any part of Kenya.
When you look at areas which have maybe where the rock structure is very hard or where the soils are sandy, you find that you cannot build proper, maybe wastewater management systems. But you see with ecological sanitation, again, because you're building it above the ground, you can, it's much easier to be able to build it in such areas.
Concerted efforts from individuals, government and general society are required for such brilliant ideas to come to manifest. Well, that's it for this week. Remember, it's the small things that you do that make a difference.